Good morning, Mini Mike.
Welcome back to the Miniature Mike Monologue.
Hi, I'm back. And you know how last week I didn't post an episode because I was like, I have nothing to say. I also have nothing to say this week. So I figured, I was like, why not do a stream of consciousness? Because I have been having a lot of thoughts. I've also been working all week, all day. And I already knew I was not a 9 to 5er. Like, I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, but like, good God, how do people do that? I am being so genuine. How do people do that? How? Anyways, so we're doing a stream of consciousness today. We're going to start off with something that I can see because I bought these strawberries. This is my favorite strawberry brand, okay? If I can get this brand, I always get this brand. But for some reason, they'll be in a surplus at the grocery store for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then all of a sudden they disappear, specifically when strawberries are in season, which is right now. And I bought some strawberries at the beginning of last week. No, at the beginning of this week. Girl, I don't know what day it is. And they were the worst strawberries I had ever had. They were so bad. They were so bad. And it wasn't Driscoll either because I tried to stay away from them. It was so very agitating. But here is something that is not related to strawberries, but like I'm sorry, I didn't even confirm. These are the best strawberries I have ever had. Let me just stop. This is candy. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Wow. I mean, look at that. Could it get any more perfect? Speaking of food, I am really excited this morning to talk to you and then to be finished talking to you because I'm getting a BBL. I'm so excited. I haven't had one in such a long time. And I'm being dramatic, yes, but it has felt like a fat minute since I've had me a BBL, so I'm getting my triple shot. I am working today, so I will be heading out to work after this, but I got to sleep in. Homie, listen to me. I was asleep before 10 p.m. last night. I happened to wake up because the TV was on and it was singing a song, and it shocked me out of my unconsciousness, excuse me, and I was like, turned it off, checked my phone. My mom was like, I'm laying down now. I love you. Good night. I was like, I was asleep. Sent the text, went back to bed. I slept for 11 and a half hours last night. Dude, 11 and a half hours. And I'm still tired. And I have something going on with like the sinus. I don't know what's happening, but my throat was really hurting yesterday. It feels much better now. It kind of did hurt this morning when I woke up, but 11 and a half hours, dude. Speaking about working, like just in general, I have been thinking about this for quite some time, obviously. And I think that being a student athlete gives you an entirely different perspective on work and workload and all these different things because not only does it require your mind and your time, but it requires your body, and that is a whole different level of commitment. And I have had so many opportunities to reminisce and rekindle certain thought patterns and make decisions about what I should be doing because if I were to pull back the curtain on what I've been doing, my life, and how it looks over the last year, most people would be like, are you good? And the answer is yes. Like, surprisingly, the answer, okay, surprisingly from a human perspective, not from a supernatural perspective, which I think oftentimes it is easy to forget that we are in need of the supernatural. So our human condition that is marked by sin nature will be what it is, and it will remind a believer that, like, oh shoot, so yeah, things that shouldn't happen are happening, and I can't do anything about it. Therefore, what do I do? And then all of a sudden, something that shouldn't happens, that is supernatural and not at all attached to any kind of sin or sleuth or anything evil, steps in and does something that you couldn't even have imagined. And I think that we are a premeditated people. You know what I'm saying? We want what we want because we've seen it, because we've heard it, because we have even dreamed about it personally, like in our own hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. And God is not a premeditator, but He is, everything is pre planned. Like He has everything laid out. I think that a premeditated person like myself, who likes to think and who likes to ponder and consider and make plans, has to surrender to the pre-planned God, understanding that His plan includes all of humanity and not just yourself, you know? Anyways, so that's my spiel about that. That's my spiel about like where I am, where my head's at with life. If I'm being so completely honest, the reason I didn't have anything to say last week and I don't really have anything to say this week is because there's not a lot going on in my brain. Because besides when like I have the ability to work and like make a little extra money and I need it, I'm not doing anything. And I have trained myself not to fix my thoughts on the things that I can't control. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that if I've gone through something that I didn't control, that I couldn't control, excuse me, that wasn't great, that I didn't feel it, that I didn't have thoughts about it, but I have trained myself to like basically be able to take on this time in my life and not um, be in agony. Because I think for a part of it, not even this year, but in years before, I was like, what the F? God, like, what the F? And that is just valid. Like, it's so real. And I think that one of my big things right now is that I didn't even realize I had so many pretenses for my relationship with God set in my mind that were premeditated because I heard, because I saw, because I thought, like any of those things. And I'm really starting to realize that, like, respectfully, most people have it really wrong. Like they have it really wrong. How are we having an individual relationship with this magnanimous God under the same rules and regulations? How does that work? How does that work? Why then did He create us to be, think, and look differently if He all wanted us to be the same? Why did He give us free will? I think if that is the more pertinent question. Why did He give us free will if we were to use that free will to pretend that all of us saw or sought after or interacted with or had conversations with God following this straight line? First of all, that doesn't even make any sense. Number one, because we don't all speak the same language. Like let's start there. Like languages in general, the way that, for example, English is spoken versus like Spanish or Korean, a lot of times Korean and Spanish, like they speak backwards from what we would say. So like if I say I like this shirt, or I like this purple shirt, like in Korean they would say purple shirt I like. Does that make sense? Like I'm just trying to give you perspective, literally. And like we don't call him the same name. You know what I'm saying? Like in Korean it's Hananim, in Spanish it's Jesus. Like they also have another word for, like, I guess what is supposed to be God the Father that I can't remember right now. But like let's just take those very small examples from three different languages. Why on earth does it make sense that we as individuals who come from all different parts, who speak multiple languages, maybe, who have been to multiple different countries or seen multiple different people, should all be like, let's talk to God like this. He's going to hear us. He's going to talk to us like this. And so that's really something that I've been like, why Why is that something that we're choosing to do with our free will? What a waste of our free will. What an inaccurate and a dishonest service we are doing ourselves. Sometimes intentional, which is when it's terrible, and other times unintentional, being misled. And that is really unfortunate. That's what I've been thinking about a lot recently that's internet friendly, because I'm always thinking about a lot of things that I will not always discuss on the internet because I have friends. Okay, some things are just for you and your friends, and then maybe they make it to the internet, maybe they don't, but like, okay. Um no, yeah, that is where my head has been at on the Jesus piece, because it's almost always on the Jesus piece. But on the real life piece, I am about to have a birthday. Say what? Say what? If you were watching this the day that I upload it, my birthday is in 5 days. I don't even know what day that is of the week. Let me see. Oh, it's a Thursday? Ugh, torture. Torture. I thought it was like Wednesday or Tuesday. My birthday is on a Thursday. And I think I was born on a Thursday. Was I born on a Thursday? Hi, mommy. Was I born on a Thursday? We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out. Um, if anyone was curious about my car situation, still don't have an update. Got to love that, don't we? No, we don't. Um, but God's still making a way, so that's cool. It's cute. It's whatever. Um, and okay, we need to have a conversation about this. If you are watching right now, I need you to comment and tell me how old you think I am right now, like before my birthday. I need you to tell me how old I look. This is not maybe my best. Like, my hair is pulled back. You can't really see. My hair really shapes my face. Oh, wait, my mom texted me back. Yeah, she said she thinks I was born on a Thursday. Hey, that happens like every 7 years, obviously. But tell me how old you think I look, because I recently had an interaction with a clear worker at the airport, and she asked me a question I have never been asked, and I was like, okay, okay, okay. Comment, think about it, think about it. If you don't want to comment, that's cool too. But like, take a second, think about it, get your number, get your guess, because I'm about to tell you the story. The story is crazy. To me, it was crazy. So, I was coming back home, and there were a lot of people in that city, leaving that city at that time, and they were traveling with their parents. They were teenagers, and so they had to ask them, like, "Are you over or under 18? How old are you? All this stuff, blah blah blah." And so these two mom and daughter pairs go in front of me, blah blah blah, get through the line, and then she gets to me and she's like, "Hi, honey," or something. She calls me some pet name, and then she was like, "Are you over 18?" I was like, "Yeah, yes." Well, yes, I am. I am. Yes, yes. And so we went through the interaction, and then we kept talking, and then I was like, "Okay, wait. Well, how old do I look?" And I was like, "Well, now I'm older than 18. How old do you think I am?" And she was like 21 or 22, and I was like, "Okay, okay." And so then I told her how old I was, and then I asked her. I was like, "Okay, so if you wouldn't have found out that I was older than 18, how old do I look?" And she was like, "I would have given you 16 or 17." You would have given me what? 1 6, 1 7? Girl, I'm 23. I will be 24 next Thursday. What do you mean I look 16 or 17? I mean, I just, I was baffled. I really was baffled by that. I was like, I look like a teenager? And I was like, what the heck? I told my mom, I was like, I thought my baby face went away. She was like, it did. You just don't look old. I was like, oh. Anyways, it's fine. I'm already on the black don't crack track. I'm already on the black don't crack track. It's cool. I mean, what's to be expected? Imagine if my mom would have been there. She really would have thought. She would have asked me all the questions like, "What's your full name?" I would have been like, I have my own passport. I can drive a vehicle. I can drink alcohol. I don't. My name is Jiana Renee Lawson, and I'm 23. I'm 23. But it's my Kobe year, you guys. It's my Kobe year. I'm so excited. I don't know why. I just love my birthday. I love my birthday. And it's interesting because listen, I've always been a lone wolf. Promise, I've always been a lone wolf. I haven't always loved it, but most of the time I have. And here's the thing, on my birthday, I sometimes I'm like, I know a lot of people. And as the years have gone on, a lot of people that I know because of playing college sports have like added each year to texting me, like telling me happy birthday. And that's made me feel very special because we are big birthday people over here. Like, we don't mess around. Like, I often think about if I meet someone with a romantic interest and he is not a big birthday dude, that would honestly be so gangster for me because I would make him love that day. Oh my, I would be so good at it. So like secretly, I kind of hope that that happens, because I'm gonna blow his world up in the best way. Like, I'm gonna blow it up either way. But if he's not a big birthday guy, oh. Anyways, my mom always makes me feel special for my birthday. And so when you're a child, if you have that kind of a voice in your ear all the time, no other voice really matters. But when you get older, you start to think to yourself, why aren't there other voices? You know what I'm saying? And then I was going to say something really petty. I'm not going to say I will just say that sometimes you meet other voices and engage with other voices, and then you stop engaging with other voices, and you're like, that's why there aren't other voices. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand that you might want what I have the same way I might want what you have. But the difference between you and I is I never counted it my loss. I would just go get it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people won't do that, which makes me very sad for them. But I do not think it justifies mistreatment of a person because they will do what you want. That doesn't mean that they don't want to be engaged and to involve themselves with you and have a relationship. And that was pretty like that is a good way to kind of sum up what I felt like I experienced in college. And like I said, part of it was me. Part of me was like, I'm not doing this. I don't have time for you. We have to be here tomorrow at 6 a.m. and throw around 150 pounds. I'm not doing that with you. Like, get out of my face. But the other part of it was like, it's like, it's not even crossing the spectrum. And so that's a very awkward place to live. It's a lot of tension. It's a lot of disappointment. It's a lot of hurt. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of like, why is there some constant form of rejection, even if it's not out loud, which is almost like worse because I am very observant, so it's like I can see what you think I can't see, and part of that is also discernment. Anyways, but yeah, I am thrilled. It's about to be my birthday, and oh no, she said I was born on a Tuesday. Okay, that's what I actually thought it was Tuesday too. I thought it was one of the T days, but I thought Thursday. Anywho, um, yeah, I mean, I just think it's really interesting, and I am impressed by who I have evolved into despite all that because I'm such a, like, I want to be around people. I do, but I don't want to be around just anybody because I know that I haven't put just anything into becoming who I am becoming. And the company you keep matters. But to see that evolve to like people that I didn't think would, send me messages and all that kind of stuff, do that is nice because it's like, oh my gosh, you acknowledge that I'm human. And that was always the kicker for me. It was like, why would you not acknowledge that I'm human just because I'm good at something that you might not be good at? Anyways, I feel like I've had this conversation at least 5 or 6 or 7 times, and I probably will continue to have this conversation because this is a very strong theme in my life. Like I like, this is something I consider a lot. Like, even if we're talking about like having romantic prospects or interests, bro, I'm not getting with no jealous man. You know how many men I've met that have tried to talk to me and within like 30 seconds I can tell that they're comparing themselves to me? Hello, hello, Hello? No, just no. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, yes, I will eat strawberries by myself. I will. I will. I will do all the things by myself until whoever gets it together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Um, anyways, it felt good to talk today. It really did. Probably because I feel like I haven't done anything for myself this week because I was working like 9 to 5 hours. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. Ilya Millie. See you guys next week. Oh my gosh. Should I post on my birthday next week? Maybe. I might post on my birthday next week. Okay. Bye.